No apologies, though, for a musical parody that many around the world took as a true sign of his thinking.
Bomberan, you know, bomb, 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 bomb. Anyway.
Frank, let me get to it. He hit me. He's not a war hero. He's a war hero. He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Do you agree with that?
He's a war hero because he was captured.
2016 presidential candidate Donald Trump facing a firestorm of protests about his comments yesterday on John McCain's war record. Many of his GOP rivals calling for him to back out of the race. Joining us now by phone to respond is Donald Trump. We're glad you're calling in this morning. Thanks a lot, Mr. Trump.
Good morning.
Holding up your hometown newspaper here, the New York Post. Trump is toast don voyage. Like many, they're saying you have to get out of the race. The race is over for you. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think it's total nonsense. I'm leading in all the polls, and frankly, when I left that room yesterday, I had the biggest standing ovation by far of the weekend. The people loved it. They were laughing when I was saying, and this was picked up by the opponents that aren't registering in the polls, and everybody knows it, and everybody sees it, and frankly, I am very upset with John McCain because he's done such a terrible job with the veterans. Everybody knows that also. And, it all started, Tucker. I don't know if you saw this, but a week ago, I had thousands of people in Phoenix, Arizona, talking about the whole horrible situation with illegal immigration, which I also brought up and brought to the fore, and I'm very proud of that. We had thousands and thousands of people, and he called them crazies. He insulted them. He should apologize to them, by the way. He insulted them, and then I insulted back. And frankly, what he's done with respect to the illegal immigration and what he's done for the veterans, he's done very, very poorly for the veterans. You see what's going on with Veterans Administration. It's scandal. More importantly than that, if you're a veteran, you're treated like a third-class citizen.
Donald,
John McCain should not be proud of his record with respect to taking care of veterans. And I would be able to take care of the veterans.
Okay.
Now everybody's saying I'm right. And what I'm doing now is I'm bringing the veterans into the forefront because the veterans have been treated horribly by politicians like John McCain who are all talk and no action. They don't do their job. The whole administration is rife in scandal, the Veterans Administration, and it's a disaster. And I see this when I'm going on the campaign trail. I meet with veterans who can't even get to see. They're very sick. They can't even get to a doctor. They have to wait 5 and 6 days in a waiting room. And I tell you what, if I win, and if I win ultimately the presidency, the veterans will be the happiest people. They will be treated fantastically. You'll have proper hospitals built, and you'll have proper care given.
Any apology that you feel like you need to make?
Wrong. He is so wrong. I was interviewed by him, and I will tell you again, I got the biggest standing ovation of the entire weekend, but he is so wrong in that. I'm talking about McCain. Now, one other thing. I never even mentioned veterans. What I'm saying is McCain isn't fighting for the veterans. McCain has done very poorly for the veterans. Anybody knows that. Everybody, all of the politicians in Washington have done poorly for the veterans because it's a scandal-ridden mess. It's a disgrace. They're living in squalor. They are not being properly taken care of, and they should be. They're our greatest people. They should be. When little snippets are taken out, you take half sentences out. And I'll tell you what, and I say it again, I'm very proud. I took a big firestorm 2 weeks ago on immigration. Now everybody's saying I was right with the crime pouring through with the illegal immigration. And that's where this all started, because McCain put down the people that want to stop illegal immigration. And believe me, there's a big silent majority out there that want to stop. We have no borders. We have no nothing. People are pouring in, and many of those people you don't want. These are illegal immigrants that are causing tremendous problem. I am all for legal immigration. This started when John McCain called them crazies. It was a horrible and shocking thing. People could not believe it. And these are great American people. These are great Americans. I want to help now. 2 weeks ago was the illegal immigration situation brought to the fore. Now it's going to be the veterans, and I'm the one that's defending the veterans. Nothing was even said about them. They're trying to tie McCain to the veterans, and I attacked McCain, which I didn't do, by the way.
But are you also saying you didn't attack John McCain? It does seem like you're mocking. I mean, you say, I prefer, people who weren't caught.
Well, I'll tell you what, the people that were in court, they did a great job also. They get no credit. I mean, McCain gets a tremendous credit, and I want to give him credit. But the people that were in court, nobody even talks about them.
Governor Jindal weighed in on this and he says you shouldn't even be one of your fellow 2016 candidates for the presidency. He says you shouldn't even be talking about wartime records unless you've served. Others calling for you to step down, get out of the race. The RNC issuing a statement, strangely enough. And Governor Rick Perry of Texas yesterday said that your comments should disqualify you from the presidential race. Let's listen to Governor Perry and you respond to him. Listen.
Don't question the men and women of the military who sacrifice and sometimes pay a huge price for our safety and our freedom and our economics.
If Donald Trump does not apologize to John McCain, do you feel that that disqualifies him as a legitimate presidential candidate?
And as the commander-in-chief of this country, in one word, yes.
Governor Rick Perry is expected to surrender to Travis County authorities in Austin. Once at the courthouse, he'll be booked on 2 felony charges for abuse of power.
What do you think of those comments?
Well, of course he's going to say that because he's running against me and he barely registers in the poll. He did a horrible job as the governor of Texas on the border. People were pouring through. Your new governor of Texas is doing a terrific job. He's instituted all sorts of programs. He's doing a terrific job at the border. Rick Perry did a terrible job, and he's not even registering in the polls. Of course he's going to say that. Of course Jindal. I think Jindal is registered at 0. So he's saying, I never even met Jindal. He's registered at 0. And I'm leading in all the polls. So we'll see what happens. Hey, look, I brought illegal immigration to the forefront. I believe now I'm bringing the veterans, the plight of the veterans to the forefront, which is great. If that comes out of that, just like what happened 2 weeks ago, if that happens, I'll be very proud because the veterans are treated very, very badly, and John McCain has been all talk, like all politicians. He's all talk and he's no action.